to the Brazilian city of Belém at the edge of the Amazon rainforest, where world leaders are gathering for the United Nations COP30 climate summit. This year's conference is highly symbolic, marking 10 years since the Paris Agreement and set in one of the planet's most fragile ecosystems. But symbolism aside, tough questions are what exactly is on the agenda and how far are the nations willing to go? COP30 will bring together almost 200 countries for marathon talks on how to tackle a crisis that touches all of them. Unlike previous summits, this one has no single theme, but several thorny issues, from emissions and money to forest protection, and are set to dominate discussions. And the biggest question is, are nations still on track to meet the promises made in Paris 10 years ago? And the short answer is, not even close. Global emissions are not falling fast enough to meet the Paris targets of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Countries were due to submit new 2035 climate pledges earlier this year, but most missed the February deadline, and many of those submitted have fallen short. By November, only 65 nations had updated their plans. Now, China's targets disappointed observers. The EU remains divided, and India has yet to finalize its pledge. Host nation Brazil, calling this round of pledges the vision of our shared future, now faces pressure to drive stronger commitments. At the heart of nearly every COP is money. Developing nations are demanding more financial support from wealthier countries to adapt to climate change and to shift to cleaner economies. At COP29, richer nations pledged $300 billion a year by 2035, but experts say that figure falls far short of what's needed. They also promised to help raise $1.3 trillion from public and private sources, but details remain vague. Now this year, climate-vulnerable countries are expected to press for real commitments, not just numbers on paper. The Amazon will take center stage at COP30. Brazil chose Belém precisely to highlight the rainforest's crucial role as the world's largest carbon sink. The hosts are launching a new initiative, the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, or TFFF. A $125 billion global fund that rewards countries for keeping trees standing rather than cutting them down. Environmental groups like Greenpeace say it could be a step forward if it comes with clear commitments to end deforestation by 2030. The challenge is urgent. The deforestation hit a record high in 2024, with forests disappearing at the rate of 18 football fields every minute. As COP30 begins, the world faces a defining test: whether nations can turn a decade of promises into meaningful progress, from emissions to finance and forests and fairness. Every decision in Belém will shape the planet's next chapter. For millions living on climate front lines, the stakes could not be higher.
Meg Szabo, Managing Editor for Bloomberg Green and Sustainability Events.
Bom dia and welcome. Good morning. We are thrilled to be hosting you here in Sao Paulo for the Bloomberg Green at COP30 event, which is also part of the Bloomberg, the COP30 Business and Finance Forum. So we're so thrilled to have you here today. We have an amazing lineup of speakers ahead, but before we get started, just a couple of quick announcements. First, I would like to thank our presenting sponsors, Hitachi Energy and Zurich Insurance, and our supporting sponsors, Amazon and Schneider Electric. We would also love to hear from you today. You can use the QR code behind me for important event details. That will include the agenda, Wi-Fi details. You can also utilize that to submit questions to our speakers, and you'll be able to respond to some polls today using that as well. So please scan that. We would also love to hear from you today on social media. You can use the hashtag #BloombergGreen. And now we begin with a message from our founder of Bloomberg Philanthropies and Bloomberg LP, Michael R. Bloomberg.
Hello, everyone. Bon dia. Let me thank everyone for being a part of this forum. And a special thanks to our partners in Brazil. Later this week, heads of state will gather for COP30. And for Brazil, it's a chance to show the world how it's leading by example. That's true because of its ambitious goals and because of the bold strategy it has created to reach those goals. That strategy looks at fighting climate change as an opportunity to spur growth and improve people's lives. And it recognizes the critical role that businesses, investors, and local leaders play, because governments just can't do it alone. A lot of credit goes to the Brazilian Minister of Finance, Fernando Haddad. Bloomberg Philanthropies has been glad to work closely with him, and I want to thank him for his leadership and partnership. The whole COP30 team has done an outstanding job setting the stage for a successful conference, and this forum is an important part of that. So thank you all again, and all the best.